There's a man in a wheelchair. Ooh, it smells nice out here. Like somebody burning something. Look at the deer. The deer. Did he just hop that fence? I bet he did. Well, I'm legal now. I have my motorcycle endorsement. I have my temporary license in my wallet, which sadly I now require corrective lenses. I finished the course this past weekend and I went on Monday to go get my endorsement. It cost me all of $16 and apparently now I have to have corrective lenses. Which I do. I wear corrective lenses. I wear contacts every day. I really don't go without them. Not a huge deal. But I will say the process was kind of weird. You know, you put your eyes in the little dealie and you read the little letters to them, which I don't have memorized, and I didn't think I was going to be taking a vision test. But what I found really weird is line 5 is smaller than line 4. But with my contacts in, she wanted me to read line 4. With my contacts out, I had to read line 5. Now, I couldn't read line 5 without my contacts in. But when I put my contacts back in and read line 4, it was like huge. Like it was, like I could kind of read line 5 still with my contacts in, but line 4 was so much easier. So I couldn't figure out why. I couldn't figure out why I was required to read a smaller text with no lenses, but with lenses I could read bigger. Like that seems really backwards to me. I don't understand why that was how that went down. But as a result, I didn't get it. And I now have to wear corrective lenses every time I'm behind, or every time I'm operating a motor vehicle. I can say behind the wheel now because there's no wheel here. These are handlebars and I am legal. Legal. I'm really excited about that, if you can't tell. It's a thrill. If you ride bikes, you know exactly what I'm talking about. There's nothing more exciting than getting out and riding your bike. I ride my bike every day. Every day I ride my bike. And there's only been 2 days that I have not ridden my bike. And those 2 days were us not being in town. I wanted to use this Thursday's Thoughts to talk about the Motorcycle Safety Foundation Basic Rider course that I completed last weekend. I will say, if you haven't taken this course, whether you're on a motorcycle, looking to get a motorcycle, or may never get on a motorcycle, I highly recommend this course because you will see things differently. You could consider it a continuing education. Alright, so I did the pre-endorsement video last Thursday. This Thursday I'm going to do the endorsed version. Now last week I talked about, what was it? Stuff I knew, stuff I didn't know, and stuff I didn't know that I knew. One of the things I didn't know that I knew was that there was 27 ways to negotiate a curve, because there's 3 sections of a curve and there's 3 lanes. Basically, there's an outer and inner. Sorry, there's a left, middle, and a right lane in this lane, and then you have the entry, the apex, and the exit of a turn. So usually the way you want to take a turn, a curve, is to go outer, inner, outer. That straightens out the turn as much as possible. But there's many different ways you can take the turn based on what's going on. So 27 different ways, because you can do outer, middle, outer, inner, and go on from there. So that's one of the things that I knew, but I didn't know that I knew because I had never thought about it. But once I saw it on paper, I was like, oh, yeah, that makes complete sense. Now, a lot of the stuff I did know, One of the things that I didn't know was how to properly mount a motorcycle. That one was the very first thing that we did, was learn how to mount a motorcycle safely. And I hadn't been doing that. You always mount from the left side, you grab your front brake, and then you swing your leg over, and then you do all your stuff up here. They allow you to use your bike for the course, but you have to sign a waiver because they want to be liable for any damage that you do to your bike. That being said, I'm glad I didn't take my bike to the course because I have a level of comfort and familiarity with this bike. I wouldn't have been able to focus as much on what I needed to learn. That's what I'll say. Having to learn a different bike while you're learning the course really puts you in a good mind frame to be absorbent for all the stuff, because you can't just ignore all the stuff because things are different on different bikes. The seating position is different. The way you ride is different. So I'm really glad that I went through that. One of the big things that I did learn, and I'm really glad, is where your eyes and head go, your bike will follow. That, I didn't get that at first. If you go back and watch the video, you'll see the double U-turn in the box. I had an easy time taking the left perimeter turn, the left U-turn. I didn't have any problems with that. What I did have a problem with was the right turn. I couldn't do the right turn. I kept putting my foot down. And then there just happened to be a county deputy, sheriff's deputy, come through and worked the cones. He got on his big old cop bike and just whipped it around these cones like it was a bicycle practically. But I watched his body. He used his counterweight, he used his head position, and he used his eyes to look around. And he nailed it. He just flipped that bike back and forth and did like a little figure eight, and it was inspiring. But once I saw him do that, the next time we got out and did that exercise, bam, got it. Keep your chin up, turn your head, keep your eyes on your exit. Once you do that, it's all butter. It's all gravy. It's all food references. Even if you're just considering getting a bike, I recommend taking this course. There's so much that you learn, and you'll really either love riding or you will not love it. And honestly, I don't see how you can not love it. I don't know what you can't love about riding motorcycles, especially after you have this course and the guy shows you exactly how you're supposed to ride. Just an amazing time in this course. I wish I could take that course every week. Really, it was a lot of fun. The first part of riding I didn't enjoy because the bikes weren't that good. They didn't have much power. They were slow. They weren't very responsive. But over the course of the first day and the second day, I really came to enjoy that bike. I wouldn't want to have that bike, but that bike was. I got to appreciate that bike a lot more by the end of that class. Oh, and there are a lot of places that will give you discounts on stuff, gear and apparel, and even motorcycles. Within a certain time of getting your endorsement, completing the course, I should say. I pay attention to things that go down in my hood. I ought to get tank grips for this. That's what I need, some tank grips. It's so silly, all the stuff you think of you need when you get, like when you're like, I'm gonna get a motorcycle. It's like when I bought a HD TV. The first HD TV I bought is a little 32-inch HD TV. This is nothing really. I mean, I get the HD TV. I'm like, okay, but now we got to get the HD channels, right? We got to get the HD channels. Oh, well, hey, I also need to get the HD video games, right? I got to get the HD upgrade. And that's the same way it is with a motorcycle. You get a motorcycle, it's like, oh, I'll get a motorcycle. Well, you got to get a helmet, right? Well, you also need to get a jacket. You need to get boots, and you should get some padded pants as well. What else do you need? You need to get accessories for your bike, right? You can't just ride it stock. You gotta get something.